Oh, how awesome. Never thought you'd be doing this, did you?
No, no, this wasn't on my bucket list.
All right. Hey, check it out. We are back. North Wright County today, the podcast. We're going to have Sam along. Eventually, our hostess with the most is Sam Pfeiffer. I am the pilot of the program, your producer, host, man of all many talents, master of none, Mike Schomer from North Wright County Today, North Wright County Today, the podcast. And ladies and gentlemen, before she could get out the door, before she could leave us forever and ever,
31 days.
Miss Sandra Greninger, how are you?
I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
good. Counting down the days.
You know, I started this thing. I had a meeting. We've told this story a few times on the podcast. I had a meeting with Nick and Sam, and basically said, "I've got this crazy idea. Sam, you've got this awesome space. Nick, you and I have conversations like we're doing some sort of podcast anyway. Why
Yep.
don't we do this?" And one of the first people I thought of, and I think you out of the box, I texted you. I'm like, "Hey,
Yep.
I'm doing this thing. What do you think?" And you're like, "Give me a little time."
Yep. Was my busy season.
When isn't it your
It
busy
is
season?
always my busy season.
In 31 days, it won't be your busy season.
It'll still be my busy season.
For those newer to the community, new to the program, Sandy is Miss FYCC, and I can't even list all the things that you've been involved with outside of FYCC, from Lions Club and Rotary and
Women of today.
Women of Today.
Auxiliary.
That's right. You did Legion Auxiliary.
Yep. And then I'm the vice president of the new STMA food pantry.
You are.
Yes.
Okay. We had Josh on a
Yep.
few weeks ago.
Yep.
And Josh and Emily Ligon from STMA Food Pantry. So you announced recently that FYCC won't be one of the many things in your portfolio. You'll be retiring soon.
Yep.
But
26 years.
let's start kind of with FYCC and look back on, like you said, over 25
26
years.
years.
Um, were you there for the beginning?
I started it.
Tell me what that was like. Like, what was the idea behind it? What was the impetus behind it?
I
mean,
got a phone call and they said, "Why aren't you applying for this job?" And I said, "What job?" And they said, "It closes at 3 today. It's something with the county and working with the community." So I quick brushed up my resume and made it there at like 2:59 and a half p.m. and turned in my resume. Made it to the final interviews. It was a panel interview, which I had never been to.
mm-hmm.
You know, those kind of started about 25.
I mean, just
26
to
years ago.
dip back a little further,
Yeah.
you had worked in medicine.
Yes,
You were
I was
nursing.
worked in the operating room for 20 years.
Right.
And then did a battle with breast cancer.
Okay.
My kids were 1, 2, 4, and 6. They told me I wasn't going to see my 1-year-old turn 5.
Oh.
So we had moved to Texas because of work in the winter and stuff.
Mhm,
My husband was an iron worker. And we moved back here then so Chuck would have his family to help him raise the kids. And I got back here and just said, I don't want somebody to raise my kids. I
Yeah.
want to raise them myself. And this job opportunity presented itself. And I thought, we had a perfectly normal, healthy family. We both worked, took 3 vacations a year, 4 vehicles in the driveway, owned a house,
Right.
and all of a sudden you have nothing. The insurance got caught up in a bankruptcy,
Mm.
and we had $37,000 worth of medical bills,
Oh man.
and I couldn't work. So we packed up and moved back up here so Chuck would have help with the kids, and had the opportunity to apply for this job that I really didn't know what it was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when I called, they really didn't know what it was. So went to this panel interview, and they offered me the job before I left.
Before you even got out the door.
Yeah, they said, I said, "Who's the boss?" And they said, "All of us." And it's like, oh, this is going to be fun. And I said, "What's the job?" And they said, "That's why we hired you."
Right. Yeah.
So I went to work. I gave a 2-week notice where I was, and went to work my first day. And when you walked into community ed, I had a pupil desk behind the door and a telephone on my desk. And I was like, oh, all right, where do I start? But the school had technically hired me part-time, or this grant had hired me part-time.
Right. Right.
And then the city of St. Michael hired me part-time to do their, at that time was softball and baseball scheduling.
Okay.
So you'd see me running around town with my 3-ring notebook, and the phone would ring, and I'd say, "Wait a minute, what do you want? Rec 1 on the 12th, 6 or 8 p.m. And
Right.
I'd write it in.
Because this is 2000. You don't have, Excel spreadsheets.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right. It was
on your
October
phone.
25th, 1999.
Okay.
I started.
Unbelievable.
So, and then I applied for a grant, which was called the Minnesota Initiative Foundation.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And a gentleman, Carl Samp, called me and said, "You wrote a grant for help to have an extra person. Can we come out and shadow you for a day?" I said, "Okay, sure."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So he sent somebody out, and he called me the next day, and he said, "You don't just walk the walk, you talk the talk."
Nice.
He goes, "We're going to give you an extra $5,000 because it was the school in St. Michael at that time. They said, "We'll give you an extra $5,000
Mm-hmm.
if you bring Albertville to the table."
Okay. Okay.
And I mean, when I was a kid, my mom was from Albertville, my dad was from St. Michael.
Mm-hmm.
My grandma almost didn't come to the wedding.
Oh boy.
My mom was from the wrong side of the tracks. So I grew up in that,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I went and talked to Albertville, and we set up the meeting. And to this day, they still have that joint meeting once a year.
Right.
The 2 cities and
Mm-hmm. Yep.
the school.
The fifth Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel really proud about that, to feel like I had a hand in, setting up that meeting where they had better communication, knew what each other was doing.
Right. Right.
So, and I think the thing with FYCC that people don't understand is that I'm always looking for, where's the need?
Mm-hmm. For sure.
We had a lot of food insecurities lately, and Josh and Emily came and talked to me about what the idea of a food pantry. And I said, "I'm on board. I've wanted to do it for 15 years. I just
Right.
don't have room or time in my schedule." So to help them connect with the right people, when SOAR, the acting,
The arts
theater,
group. Yep. So arts group. Yep.
came, and they said, "We can't get in the schools. We don't know what to do. We want to start, bring this to the community." So I helped them get into, community ed to meet with Mary Ellen, made the
Yep.
introductions, at the cities so they could use those facilities. And they are very, very successful now. And then FYCC stopped doing theater.
Yeah,
Theater was
SOAR's
one of my first programs.
auditions used to be in St. Michael City Hall.
Yep,
I recall that
Yep.
from Maddie's brief acting career
yep,
back in the day. Yeah, it's amazing how because of the job, everything was intertwined in it, and I think what was most impressive, and I'm not here to
Mhm.
to boost your ego all day, but I think one of the amazing things you all were always able to do was keep the plate spinning. You
Yep.
know, because there are so many. I mean, it's an octopus on steroids. You have to. I mean, we haven't even gotten into the youth sports organizations that you've had to
Right.
work with
Right.
to manage fields. It's amazing how many things ended up under
Yep.
FYCC's umbrella, and it's got to be gratifying to you to see some of them just kind of take off on your own, like you
Yep.
said, like SOAR.
And that's the idea, is to look for where is there a need, help them out, and then see them succeed on their own. And a lot of people don't understand that. My mission is to ferret out, first of all, children that are in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
We don't advertise that because people wouldn't bring their kids.
Right.
I'm a surgical nurse, 12 years at Children. I'll recognize a cigarette burn or a mark on a neck or something
Sure.
faster than anybody. So I'm always looking to ferret out kids that need to be plugged in with help, be it counseling, be it with the county, you know. We want to help families. It's about families. And then, like family, everybody knows what that means. Youth, children.
Mm-hmm.
But when we say community in FYCC, to me, community is the small businesses.
Right.
And so it's embracing the families around those small businesses. So we host like open streets.
Yeah.
We want to bring the small businesses out to have a booth and offer, something for the kids to do, but have the opportunity to face with these families.
Mhm.
So that, and people have grown their business through doing FYCC programs.
For sure.
I mean, I could bring 12 people in here that say, I met Sandy when we opened our business, and because of doing the FYCC things,
Mhm.
I've grown my business.
Well, and not only did they meet you, they meet the people you brought to the table.
Right.
Part of the reason that I'm here in this building is because you introduced me to Christine and Andy.
Yep.
And that going back to open streets. Sitting down those first meetings and talking with the county and just kind of thinking of our ideas for that event and where it could go. And now, again,
It's still going.
those are events that you've kind of helped start, and now just kind of they go and they are what they are every year. I want you to talk a little bit about St. Michael Albertville. It's home. It's been home for more than 2 decades now. What has been the name a couple of factors in like why it's been such a good fit for you? Why has it worked out so well here?
I was born and raised between Albertville and Monticello.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, my parents come from St. Michael, Albertville.
Right.
And I just knew so many people from being raised here. That's why these communities were a good fit for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know everybody. And there was a time when I walked in the grocery store and I knew every person in there. Now I walk in the grocery store and go, too. And of course, I walk over and introduce myself
Sure.
because they got kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
And let them know.
Have you gone to bingo yet?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's probably my strongest attribute I bring to FYCC. I should just be out roaming the community, talking to people, handing out flyers. I mean, when we first
you have.
Yeah. When we first started, we didn't have social media.
Right.
I had to make flyers, go to every school, have them broke down by classroom. I'd go to the grocery store and hang out and pass out flyers. I keep a stack in my car so I could give them to everybody I saw. And
now they're bookmarks. There's just
now they're a bookmark at Reading in the Park.
Right.
They're on social media. We have our own Facebook page, and we put stuff out on, what's the one that everybody is on, the community?
The bulletin boards.
Yes,
Yeah.
Thank you. The bulletin
North Wright
board.
County Today.
Yes. And really, we don't do a lot of advertising. We don't have to after all this time. We should. But we have 125 kids this morning in the park for Reading in the Park.
Right. I mean, how many did you have for Touch a Truck? I mean, it was nuts.
Yeah, I would
crazy.
say we had 500 plus kids. And this was one of our smallest Touch It Trucks.
Right. Yeah, because it had to be rescheduled.
Right. Right.
I mean, that event. I mean, we could go down the list of events and just talk about, the daddy-daughter dances.
The father-daughter dance was one of my first. My first program was theater. I did middle school theater. Then I had gotten moved from community ed when Marcia became the superintendent.
Sure, Marcia Ziegler.
Yep. She walked by and she goes, "What are you doing?" I said,
probably just like that.
This is my office. So I got moved across the hall to the broom closet. And I had written a grant, and Peggy Johnson came and worked with me. So we had 2 desks in the broom closet, 2 computers, 2 phones, and then every program was in totes against the wall.
Sure.
And they were stacked to the ceiling.
Yeah.
But I was sitting at my desk and I thought, what's a memory? A family type memory. And I thought of my dad taking me to a tea, a father-daughter tea. And it was a fashion show, and I wore a pinstripe suit. I had put all these safety pins together and striped my suit.
How cool.
And I just remember sitting there and thinking, I had the most handsome dad there. And how I felt. I was so proud of him, And I thought, what can I do to give girls that same feeling? So I had a father-daughter dance. We had the first one at the primary school. It was Mickey Mouse themed.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it was a couple hundred people, and we were like, oh my gosh.
We tapped into something here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last one we had, I believe this last year, was over 660 people.
And where was that? That was
at the Middle School West.
Yeah.
We take the cafeteria, all 3 gyms, the atrium.
That's crazy.
So
yeah, I remember.
It's still successful.
I took mine to, I think they were maybe 8 and 6 or 9 and 7. And it was at St. Michael Elementary that year. And it was packed. I mean, it was the gyms, it was the hallways, it was down into an activity room.
Yeah.
And it was Disney Princess, which always works.
Right.
Always a home run.
Right. And the moms always want a mom and son dance. Boys don't like to get dressed up. Boys don't like to dance. They just want to run.
Right.
So now we do a mother-son ninja.
Like the ninja course?
Yeah, like the ninja
Oh,
course.
that's a great idea. Okay.
Yeah, like the ninja course.
That's a great idea. Okay.
So they love that. And we tell the moms, you don't have to do the running and jumping.
No.
Just come. But each year I see more moms in their yoga clothes and
Oh, sure.
jumping and running.
I'm fit.
And,
I'll give this a shot. Yeah.
yeah. And
Why not?
it's been very successful. So
That's awesome. You and Chuck were Albertville Citizen of the Year.
God.
Oh,
The
this was
same year we were St. Michael's Citizens
Right.
of the Year.
Yeah.
I want to
But
say like 2017.
Do you
or
remember the
something.
parade? The Albertville.
Yeah, you ran me out. Ran Chuck out a cold one. I was like,
I said, "There's no way you're getting through this parade
I'm
without
working. You can't do that.
this." Chuck's like, "I'm not."
He said, that's what he said exactly. He
I'm
said,
not
I'm not. So then he's raising his beer to everybody.
He was toasting everybody. You got to do the wave, and he just, you did the cheers.
Chuck's mom was a Dahlheimer. Does that make sense?
Oh well, I'm
Yeah.
glad I brought him a Coors
Yeah.
Light then.
So, yeah, Chuck and I were his 5th grade sweethearts.
Mm-hmm.
So we were married 30. He's been in bed 5 years. We would have been married 47 years this last August 12th. This week.
Wow.
So, yeah. And he was always behind the scenes. Anything I needed, he
Mhm.
was building or fixing, or he's like, you're doing what? Or the dinner table, my phone would ring and it was a baseball call, and he goes,
Sure.
if you answer one more baseball call before dinner's over. But it was 6 in the morning or 11 at night.
Right.
I took them all, so.
Yeah. Yeah. And he powered through with you. Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
You mentioned your breast cancer. You've had cancer again.
I recently did a battle with lung cancer.
Yeah.
I'm 200 days cancer free.
Ah,
They said inoperable, unbeatable cancer. My doctor said to me the other day, he goes, it's nothing short of a miracle.
Yeah.
I said I had lots of people praying for me.
You absolutely did. You
So,
absolutely did.
I
And
am hoping it's a 50-50 chance if it'll come back. I'm
Mhm.
hoping that it won't, that I'm strong. And that's one of the things that pushed me to retire. I never thought I would retire.
I was going to ask
I
that.
thought I was going out boots first from FYCC. But I want to spend some time. I have 9 grandchildren and
Right.
4 children. I want to take each one of my grandchildren on a trip, a memory of a lifetime, just to have a good memory of time they spent with me.
With Grandma.
Yeah, I'm Granny.
Granny.
I'm
Nice.
Granny.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
So, we are going to the cabin this weekend. The cabin where I went, my uncle owned it
Okay.
when we were kids. And my siblings are flying in. Their kids are flying in. My
Oh,
kids are
man.
all coming.
Okay.
So it's going to be kind of fun to have 3 generations at that cabin.
Oh, fantastic.
So-
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Yep. So it's an annual event now, and it just gets bigger every year.
Nice. Nice. Well, I hope it's great weather and you guys get to enjoy. And I'm going to throw this out. I'm sure there's hundreds of memories and things like that, but what's one that kind of sticks with you? Or maybe one you're most proud of? I don't know. You can go down any line you want to.
Most proud of probably that FYCC received an initiative award from the Hubert H. Humphrey Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And those are for people that ours was given for good use of our dollars.
Right.
And that made me really proud that I started with a 0 budget and had to find the money to
Mhm.
start it. Our cities, St. Michael and Albertville, are very much, they don't have a park and rec, so they give a donation to FYCC in lieu of a park rec
Right.
department.
Right.
but we still have to have more dollars. So I'm proud that I've been able to find those dollars and make all the programs we do happen. I think I'm most proud. There's two things that stay with me. One was we used to do a trip to Montana with middle schoolers. We take 37 middle schoolers to a dude ranch in Montana.
Ooh.
And when we were there on one of the trips, the kids had gone out and picked fresh blueberries, and the cook made them blueberry pancakes. So she set down this huge platter of pancakes, and the child next to me said, "Oh, I just can't believe this." And I go, "What, the pancakes, the size of them?" And he goes, "No, Sandy." He said, "I've been able to eat breakfast for 3 days."
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm not going to say anything right now. But, I said, pass me those pancakes. And then when breakfast was over, I told Peggy, I said, I need like 30 minutes because it's a 20-minute walk down to the barn to groom the horses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I need a head start. So I grabbed this kid and said, hey, will you help me, So we were walking to the barn, and I said, hey, you said this is the third morning in a row you had breakfast. Don't you eat breakfast every morning? And he said, no. My dad's such a jerk. He always hits my mom. And a couple weeks ago, he tried to hit my baby sister, and I stopped him. Then I couldn't go to school for a couple days because I had a black eye. And I was like, in my mind going, this is St. Michael Albert.
Right.
This stuff isn't supposed to happen
Right.
here. But it does.
It's an
That's the
after-school
thing
special kind of thing.
People don't understand. It happens here.
Everywhere.
It's alcohol, it's stress, mental health.
Mm-hmm.
But so I said, are you okay? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I'm just so glad I got to go on this trip because he was able to earn his money.
Mm-hmm.
We do different fundraisers.
Right.
So when we got back, I called the county. Well, first I talked to the school, and then I called the county and I said, I don't want my name in this, but this kid and his sister, and sounds like his mom, need some help. So it was probably 8 months, 10 months later, I got a call from the mom. And she said, Sandy, I want to thank you for turning this in to child welfare. And I'm like, that's supposed to be anonymous. Oh my gosh. And she said, my husband had a problem with alcohol. And after, the county visited, he went to treatment. We went to family counseling. She goes, and we've been doing really good. Our family is working like a family should. And she said, I just wanted to thank you. And I'm like, okay.
Other duties as assigned, right?
Yeah. And then there was another one. Dad had called me and just cursed me out for reading in the park, for his kids bringing home books. And I'm like, I'm sorry I gave your kids each a free book. I don't understand. And he goes, I just want to tell you my kids don't need any more books. And he slams the phone. Well, a year later, he called me back, and he goes, hey, Sandy, I owe you an apology. He goes, I'm the one that called and, sweared at you and stuff about reading in the park. He goes, I was so mad because I didn't know how to read. And my children wanted me to read these books. He said, so I went to the community ed reading or English or whatever it is. But he learned to read and now can read books to his kids.
Powerful.
And I was just like,
amazing.
you know? So just those kids that you catch in families in those buckets, I think that's what I'm most proud of.
You should be.
But you don't advertise it.
No.
They're just things that in my heart I'll always remember about FYCC. So the families that we touched.
So the other question will be, everybody's going to be super happy for you. And are you going to stay involved in the community and keep going with some of the other things that you have your hands in?
Like I said, I'm real involved with the food pantry.
Sure.
I'm involved with the auxiliary, Women of Today, St. Michael Lions.
Yeah.
I intend to stay involved. I also, a lot of people don't know, I'm a Wright County Planning and Zoning Commissioner, and I'm on the Wright County Board of Acquisitions,
Okay.
or Board of Adjustments.
The Board of Adjustment.
Yeah.
That has to be relatively new, isn't it?
Yes.
You haven't done that for a long time.
Well, the Planning and Zoning Commission, I've been a Planning and Zoning Commissioner for almost 8 years.
Man, time flies. Okay.
And I just recently, a few months ago, got appointed to the Board of Adjustments. So
incredible. Yeah.
those two things take a lot of
Oh,
studying.
absolutely.
I feel like I'm back in nursing school with my syllabus going, how far do they have to be from the lake? Where's the sewer? They can't go through this berm.
Right. Yeah.
So I stay busy.
What do you think the future is for FYCC? Where does it go from here? And how do they replace you?
Paula Damsky will be coming back. She worked with me for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've known her since we were kids. She's probably one of the hardest working people I know. And Crystal Sayan, who's currently with me, who will be staying on.
Great.
They have two very different strengths.
Okay.
And if they can work as a team and use those strengths, they'll be unstoppable. So that's my hope, is that they can team up and use their strengths, and FYCC will go far.
Awesome.
And, Paula might only be around 3 or 5 years before she retires.
Right.
Unless she plans to go out boot first,
like
I
you
did. And Crystal could be around she's the same age I was when I started FYCC.
Okay.
So she could put 26 years.
Right.
And she has a child in elementary school, middle school, and high school. So she knows what's happening in the schools. And that's the thing, we didn't touch on that, how we tie in with the schools. We provide breakfast and snack totes to kids that are coming to school hungry. And even though they have the breakfast program, a lot of times at-risk kids get to school late.
Later, sure.
So we make sure that there's a tote in that classroom for them when the other kids have a snack. Or for when they come to school, they can quick grab a cereal bar or yogurt and, get something in their system. One of the funniest stories, I had a teacher call me when I sent her a snack bucket. And she took a little basket and put it in this boy's locker. So when he came, he'd know he had food. And she said she walked out to tell the kids it was time to come in the classroom. And he had set up all of his food, displayed it in his locker and had the door open. It was just standing there all cool. He just thought he was so cool because he had food.
Had some breakfast. That's awesome.
It's just, those things make my heart smile.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just lifts a kid's day. I mean, just total difference maker.
We have, FYCC has paid, it's been a few years, when we were seeing the suicides, it really hit us in the home.
Yeah.
We paid to have all the District 885 staff suicide and prevention train, just so everybody, if they saw something, could catch it or not, had the knowledge to catch it. So there's a lot of things we do that people don't see or we don't toot our horn about.
Right.
So, like I said, we're always looking for that niche.
Yeah.
So reading in the park we do every summer, because if kids don't read over the summer, they go back to school 2 months behind.
Right.
There's data to prove that.
Yep.
So that's the one program that, like I've talked to Paula, this is something I would like to continue. If we have to find money to get the books, let me know. I'll hit the streets and find it. But it is one of the programs that's near and dear to my heart. That kids, they come, we bring different members of the community, like you talked about Andy and Christine Coombs
Right.
with Health Source. Health Source is one of our gold sponsors. They come out and read, you know, and it just gets them in front of, you know,
Oh, for
our
sure.
people.
Yep.
We have the people, they have the business.
Right,
So,
right.
but they get noticed, and we get, every child there gets a brand new Scholastic book.
Right.
We have them from stroller, the board books, up to young adults.
Mm-hmm.
I see kids riding their bike up towards the end of the story reading just to get a book,
Get
and
that
they're
book.
in high school.
Yeah.
They've been coming since they were in pre-K.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've been coming a long time.
Yeah. You know, I remember reading one weekend, week. And a few years later, we're walking with the kids, and we hit the little free library over here
Yep.
by the fire station. And sure enough, in the book, you know, in the collection of books is the book I read
Funny.
in the little free library. So
Yeah.
somebody read it, said, I'm going to pass it on, pass it forward.
Yeah.
And it was there for
And we
one of my
work
kids to grab.
with Rotary and the school shop class to keep, we built the little libraries and then kept them stocked.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like I say, we work with the cities. They store them in the winter for us and let us know if they need to be fixed. And
Yeah.
so, and we do the big community events, Halloween, the
Easter Bunny.
yeah, the Bunny Fest, two of which are, you know, some of my favorite programs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Thank you so much.
you are welcome.
I appreciate it. I know your time's valuable, even now, as you near the end. But I know you're going to stay busy, and I know we'll see you around. We'll have you back in.
All right. Thank you.
Good to see you.
You too.
All right. Hey, North Wright County Today is sponsored each and every week that we get in here to rock this, and on the website by Solutions Counseling. Hey, did you know, and you probably do because you're a smart person and you listen to this podcast, that Solutions Counseling has served 1 in 3 members of the St. Michael Albertville community? That's like more than 10,000 men, women, and kids getting help with solutions for all their mental health needs. And we think that's awesome because mental health, like physical health, needs a regular checkup. Caleb and Craig and the whole crew, there's more than 24 professionals to choose from over there in St. Michael, just off Highway 241 on Thielen Drive. They can do all your solutions needs, from hypnotherapy to play therapy to marital issues, trauma, depression, everything like that. You can also do telehealth, which is pretty cool if you've got a busy schedule like we do. That's Solutions Counseling in St. Michael, or online, getcounseling.org. Hey, we are also brought to you by our friend Nick Schultz and the crew at Deerwood Bank. Deerwood Bank is also located off 241 on Melby there, and they've got cool back-to-school stuff. Nick told us that it's been a good summer at the bank. And they're also going to be rocking it with the St. Michael Albertville debit card. So you're going to want to check that out. Tell you what, check out Deerwood Bank, deerwoodbank.com, or swing in and see Nick, the president of Deerwood Bank and sometimes co-host of the North Wright County Today podcast over there off Highway 241. Deerwood Bank, a proud OG sponsor of North Wright County Today, the website, and the podcast. And of course, we are joined again by Sam Pfeiffer here at the Selfie Company. Hey, what's shaking, Sam?
It's great. We've been doing a lot of birthday parties. A
Yeah?
lot. So, yeah. So, book your birthday party. We will be closed the week of back to school, just so I can redo a couple sets. But yeah, it's been really good around
Yeah?
here. Yeah.
How was Days and Nights?
It was fun, actually. Yeah.
Got the box out
so,
there.
yeah, we had our, I don't know what we're going to call them yet, but yeah, we had our photo boxes out there, and those are rentable and fully customizable. So think ahead for next year for grad
Nice.
parties or
Yeah.
yeah.
And then speaking of grads,
Yes.
class of 2026, they got to get those senior photos
Get those
done.
senior photos in.
And
Yeah.
look, we got another weekend of rain in the forecast because that's what it
Yeah.
does on
And
the
even
weekends.
affordability, when you're
Right.
talking about, your senior year, that it adds up quickly. So
Right on.
just come on in, and we have 15 different sets, and yeah.
Get a couple senior photo shots
Yeah.
done here. We thank all of our sponsors, and we thank Sandy for joining us. That was freaking awesome. And
She's amazing.
yeah, I mean, you talk about people who make a difference in their community, and Sandy, and of course Chuck, who, like she said, passed away from his own bout with illness 5 years ago, made a huge difference in STMA. And frankly, we wouldn't be where we are without Sandy. I mean, it is not a stretch to say that. Over the last 25 years, to see where all the activities for kids over the summer have come, whether it's, things in the park during the day, things on fields at night, and how all of that works, the success and growth of our youth sports, soccer, football, baseball, all of that is coordinated, at least in part, by FYCC. And that has been Sandy for 25 years. And that's just, like she said, a day, night, weekend job.
Yeah.
And she has made it her own and made this community her own. And, I said I wasn't here to inflate her ego the whole time, but,
She'll definitely be missed.
yeah,
She'll be missed.
for sure.
Yeah.
So, it's been an interesting week. You can definitely tell back to school is roaring up. You got buses in the neighborhoods all of a sudden, and people
all the
practicing
emails
their
from the
trout.
schools
Yeah,
happening.
the emails are there. The calendar showed up.
Yep.
How you feeling with school just a couple
Good.
weeks
Well,
away?
both my kiddos are going to college this year. So
Right.
I don't know if most people know. So I didn't know that this is kind of a Minnesota program, but PSEO.
Yeah.
So my daughter wants to get her AA while in high school. So
Yep.
she's going into Anoka full time. And then our oldest leaves. Kind of sad, can't talk about it, but he leaves for college on Wednesday, moving in. So
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Moving up to Alec.
he's going to Alex in the police program
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah. You bring up PSEO. It is an interesting program. I encourage any family that has a student who's an ambitious go-getter to look into it. My middle kid was interested in it, and she's like, not for me yet, but
Yeah.
I think senior year she's
Yeah.
definitely going to do it.
Yeah.
And it's just an incredible opportunity to earn college credit while you're in high school. One of the secrets about it is it's kind of on their dime.
Yeah.
You just enroll them for a regular school day, and
Yeah.
away they go. So definitely something for parents to look into, parents to consider. Other people call it college in the schools, other districts.
Dual enrollment is what I've heard.
Dual enrollment. But if you've got a kid who's, one of those high school achievers, definitely something to look into. And our district does it well.
It's done very well
yeah.
here. Yeah.
So-
Yeah. She also wants to try to she's just crazy. She wants to go get a little bit of her St. Kate stuff too. So we had to multitask, have 3 schedules up, be like, okay, what do you need for high school?
Yeah.
What do you kind of need for St. Kate's, and what do you need for AA? So
Mhm.
yeah, but yeah, they all the schools work together really well. So
Nice.
it's kind of cool. Yeah, Minnesota makes it easy to.
We have a bit of controversy. I don't know if you saw this,
Uh-oh.
and I'm going to bring it up, and we're going to talk about it,
Okay.
and we'll see how people react. So we have a family in Albertville,
Oh, is this the net?
the
The
basketball.
basketball net?
Yeah,
Okay.
they have their hoop in their cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
They have decided to put it on the road in the cul-de-sac, or
Yeah,
at
it's
least
kind
up
of
to
hanging
the
over. Yeah.
road. The rim would hang over the road. Sure.
Yeah.
their argument is it's a cul-de-sac. You know, people only turn around in here or they come to their home in here.
Right. It's not a roadway. Yeah.
Whereas the city and the county are like, no, this is a public roadway. You're putting something in the road that you shouldn't be.
Right.
And so we have a bit of a discussion.
There is. I saw that debate. It was on. I saw, and it only came out because Fox 9 kind of came through. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Because it kind of reminded me. There was another one. What was it in Bloomington? That had the debate. The neighbor was all in uproar.
Yeah, I believe that was
the basketball hoop because the kids were being too loud in the neighborhood.
Yeah, it was a Twin Cities suburb.
Yeah.
And theirs was, let's face it, stuck in the middle of the driveway.
Right.
It is
in their own home.
It is exactly where you should put a basketball hoop.
Yeah.
And their argument was, well, there's really not much space between the two driveways.
Yeah.
The ball could bounce onto our driveway, and then all of a sudden we're liable if a kid gets run over.
Right.
Well, that's not an argument. You know, I mean,
it's not. No, we have a movable basketball hoop that we've always had, and we allow our neighborhood kids come over and play with it. But yeah, the one in the cul-de-sac, I don't know. And their argument too is it's been there since it was there when they moved in. I don't know.
So I have two thoughts on this. One, it's a little bit interesting that it's become a problem now.
Right. Versus when somebody put it in.
Because as you've said, it's been there for a while, and I don't know if this other incident with the home in the other suburb made the other person think of,
we have this one.
Maybe we've got a controversy here.
Yeah.
And two, it is a roadway.
It is a roadway.
A cul-de-sac is a road. Whether or not you think it's just your little property, it's not. It's a public roadway.
Right.
Anybody can come back there, and you'd hate for somebody, who's
turning around in there.
I've got to drop one of my daughter's best friends live in a cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
I've got to drop her off, and I often just whip around the cul-de-sac, drop her off. It is a busy area. There's often kids playing in it. They do invite that activity. And the other problem that I see, and I haven't watched the full piece. I read the text, but I didn't watch if you've got one of those driveways some people have in this suburb where you've got a pretty steep grade.
Yeah.
Well, okay, then you're going to want to put it down at the end of the driveway.
Then get a movable one. I mean, the easy solution to this is it is on the roadway. It does overhang. If you see the pictures, it does overhang, right?
Right.
So you just take it out and go get a one on wheels. And when you want to play, put it out there. And when kids are not playing, put it away.
Yeah, I don't think a permanent structure is a good idea. I'm going to side with the city and the county.
Yeah, I mean, I can see both. It's the kids playing, totally understand. But rules are rules. It's on the roadway. It does overhang.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, the argument, it's better than them sitting around on their phones. Yeah, okay.
Sure, but so's the park.
Yeah, hop on a scooter.
Yeah.
I don't get it. So I think we're on the same page there. Move the hoop or get a hoop that moves.
Just get a hoop that moves. Either way, yeah.
We went pretty long with Sandy, so I don't have a ton more to get into there.
Just back to school. All college kids are leaving, moving next week. So
okay? So as a business owner, how do you deal with the ebb and flow of college kids? And, they're great employees when they're here, then all of a sudden they got to go.
They're great. I'm lucky because, one of my best college students, he's trying to be a professional dancer out in New York. So he's leaving me again, but he comes home for holidays. Yeah, it is tough when you lose your good ones, but some stay, some come and go. And it's time for them to grow, though, and become their own. I mean, I can't expect them to stay here forever as a small business person either,
But you want them to.
I do want them. I want them to stay, but realistically, I know. Even I would like my kids to stay at home forever too. Realistically, I know they got to go,
Yeah. Well, we wish those heading off, and I know many of you. I already gave my speech to all of you back in June. We're not going to go through that again, but actually now is what, June is the sadness. You're like, it's over. And
see,
blah, blah, blah.
See, I've been crying every day this week.
See, right
and I'll
now
be totally fine, and then all of a sudden I'll be like, that? Like,
Right. Like I went down to North Hennepin and went with Cam as
Yeah.
he registered and did all that stuff. And I'm like, I want to go. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
I want to go back to school. Let's do this. I'm so excited for him. I'm like,
yeah.
go do this. Take advantage of this
Yeah.
opportunity. You're going to have so much fun. You're going to meet a totally new crew of
Yeah.
people. So I have like all the excitement that some people were
Yeah.
feeling at graduation, where I was feeling the
Yeah.
existential dread and sadness. Now I'm like super excited for.
I'm both like that too. So Baba last night, so he's a hard worker, and his poor boss is like, so last week we were talking, and I had to pay all the bills, and his boss is like, you're like my adopted son. I'm like, okay, he's adopted son. I'm paying bills now. Like, I'll send you some of these bills. And he's like, you know what? I'll pay the cancellation fee. Like, he's really talking about like losing your college student.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
I could call him when it snowed at like 3 a.m, and he'd be out there shoveling. Like, I could call, like, he's just a hard worker, and his boss is really gonna miss him. Yeah, like. But yesterday he's like, he was late for work today. His boss is like, is your kiddo home? I'm like, yeah, why? He's like, he's late. I'm like, I'll get him up, send him right over. And he's like, don't be mad. I'm like, no. So I go in there. I'm like, Bubba, what's it? Like, it's not for like him to be late. It's like, Mom, I was just up all last night. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, he's getting the nervous feels now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's okay, hon. I'm like, you know what? You're going to have so much fun. You're going to meet so many new people. You're going to be in the program that you actually enjoy and you want to be a part of. Like,
right.
Like high school, like people's like, I just like high school, whatever. High school, you have to do what you have to do, right? But when you go to college, like you got to pick the classes that you want to do.
Yeah.
You got to learn what you want to learn and grow. And it's an exciting time. Meet new people. It's super exciting.
Yep.
And then there's my daughter who, long story short, she doesn't have a driver's license, so I need to drive her every day to school. And I'm like, well, like you said, like maybe I'll just take a couple classes while I'm here. Like I have to be here anyways.
Right on.
So.
All right. Well, good luck to those folks. Shout out to all the class of 2025 as you now become the class of 2029 or 2030 if you do the 5-year plan like I did. Or my friend John, who was in school so long, they're like, are you getting your doctorate? No, I'm just still here. So it's all about you, man. Go, and guys and gals, go out and get her done.
Time.
Have fun. Yeah. Shout out to you guys. We're going to run through one last sponsor role here, and we can't do that without forgetting to mention Stellus Health, another big sponsor, and they want you to get back, which that tour is coming in October, the Get Back tour.
What is that?
Paul McCartney.
Oh.
That was the big, huge announcement about U.S. Bank. Anyway, Stellus Health wants you to get back, just like Paul McCartney. Get back to running, get back to tennis, get back to football, get back to your job, get back to your life. Look, if joint pains, strains, breaks, any of that stuff is keeping you away from the things that you love and you want to do, see the orthopedic team at Stellus Health. That's right. They bring together specialists in bone, joint, and muscle care for everything from work injuries to sports injuries or just that tweak when you got out of the shower. Just normal wear and tear, guys. From non-surgical treatments to surgery, they've got it all. Clinics in Buffalo and Monticello with same-day appointment. And, of course, urgent care, too. You can also do telehealth right there on StellusHealth.com. Stellus Health in Buffalo and Monticello. Neighbors caring for neighbors. And, of course, we are brought to you by Peggy Shum. Peggy is ready to help you with the tax season for next year, or if you're still wrapping up this year. But hey, looking ahead to next year, we know there's going to be a lot of questions about new tax laws, the property tax increases that we might see as cities and counties start discussing what's happening for 2026. Get ready for that by getting your tax preparation stuff from Peggy Shum, someone who knows local because she was born and raised here. Located in Town Center in the Highland Bank building, not the Highland Bank building, the Midwest One Bank building. Man, I almost screwed that up. Right in Town Center, just by Cub. Grab a coffee at Starbucks right next door and pop over to Peggy Shum or visit them at cpapss.com. cpapss.com. That's cpapss.com. All right, another week in the books. We are nearing the end of summer.
I know.
And
I can't.
as happy as that makes me, it also makes me a little sad. It has been soggy, smoky.
It's been a weird
sunny.
summer. If we don't get an Indian summer in September, October, we are going to be some crabby Minnesotans come November. For real. Like, you know, when people like, I'm not one to complain, but, you know, my daughter has asthma. So finally I was just like, ugh, and I vented a little bit, right? And I was like, the poor Canadians. I'm like, yes, you know what? You can have sympathy and empathy all at the same time, right? You can have sympathy for what someone else is going and empathy for what you're also. Anyways, my poor daughter, she can't be outside. She could have not been outside this summer like 80% of the time. So it's just tough when you're cooped up and then you're cooped up all winter, you know,
the wonderful news this week is they're getting pelted with rain. They're talking 2 to 5 inches, and I heard that from the weather team over on the public radio side. Was
they need that up there.
Flipping through the channels. Absolutely, you know, obviously it's not going to stop all the fires, but it's definitely going to slow things down.
Yeah.
And it paves the way for some green growth next year. So kudos to them. We, you know, really pray and hope for more rain up that way for them and for us. We can be a little selfish and say, yeah, you know, it'd be nice to go outside and see the blue sky.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much. Thank you, Sandy. And